Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here. So, today I thought I'd talk on a topic that's actually happening right now in the world, and it's because it finally affected me. What ended up happening was, I had a phone call with a friend. He gave me a shout this morning. He's like, "Hey Rich, how's it going?" Pretty good. He ends up saying to me, "So what are you planning on doing today?" And I said, "Well, I gotta go do some banking, and then I'm probably gonna watch a bit of the Olympics." He was totally offended by this. I guess he has a big thing against the Olympics because of their anti-gay right now. Tell you the truth, before I even go in this, I actually have a lot of gay friends, and I do support being gay. For me, it's just a choice, right? If your choice doesn't involve going and killing a bunch of people for absolutely no reason, then I'm actually pretty much okay with it, as long as it only affects you. I mean, I don't even care. Like, I think self-committed suicide, or, well, of course it's suicide, so suicide should be legal for people that are, have cancer and don't have much time to live. I think these things would be more effective than, say, a lot of other things. But anyways, so we don't go off the deep end. He totally says, "Why are you watching the Olympics?" Because they're totally not supporting gay people, and they're totally actually not even wanting them to compete. And I was like, what are you talking about? From what I've read, yeah, they didn't do what they did in Vancouver. They didn't build them their own area, whole pride place, I guess, for them to party out or something. And they didn't do certain things like that. But they didn't say they weren't allowed. They just weren't allowed to show it off or advertise it, as some would say. And for me, that's just going into a country and respecting their laws. It's like me going into, well, you know what, I don't want to compare anything because then I'd probably get a whole bunch of shit thrown on the channel. So the best way for me to say it is, I'm watching the Olympics because I want to watch our athletes. I know what it's like to put hours, and I mean crazy amounts of hours, crazy amounts of time of your life into one moment to get on stage in front of the world. And because of a country saying that they won't support gay people, if you're really going to boycott the Olympics for that, I hate to say it, but maybe you should give your head a shake. I mean, unless, that's like long jump last year. I remember, or not last year, but last Olympics. I remember, I think it was the women weren't allowed to do the skiing long jump, so there was a whole feminist blog that was not going to watch the Olympics because the women's long jump, but they didn't watch the women's other things. Like, there's a bunch of other women's sports, but they weren't going to watch that. It's like, why don't you actually support the other women? Sure, don't watch the long jump. Who gives a shit? But support the people you want to support. That's what I'm saying. Don't boycott them and make them suffer because of one person's bad decision. Yeah, we're playing the Olympics there, but again, if I were you, I'd still watch it. Again, your gay Olympic athlete is probably still going to be playing. They aren't banned from not being playing. They just can't run around with a big rainbow flag on, which I'm guessing someone's going to do at some point. And if somebody gets shot, I mean, the country warned them. I'd feel bad for the person. Don't get me wrong. It's like, it's one of those things where go into a country and adhere to their customs. I don't go into Israel or something and start spouting stuff about stuff across the way, because they'll probably shoot me. It's one of those things where we're visiting a country, and I think we should still respect them, but at the same time, I'm not for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for, shutting the gays in and saying you can't, express yourself or something. But at the same time, we're not running around, promoting being married there either. Like, we don't have, like, men with a woman next to it. If people were doing that, then I'd think something was wrong. But again, I'm not going to boycott the entire Olympics this year because of one country's situation they have in their own country that they're dealing with, I'm sure. But right now, that's my best way I can actually put it towards you guys. Anyways, I want to know what you think about it. Post in the comment section below. I know there's going to be a lot of flaming going on, so let's see what goes. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Like the video, subscribe, stay tuned.